What's up out there, my Mystical Illuminations family? Astara Inrstelr here, and today I have a extra special message and transmission for you all. Hope you're all having a great day as you receive this. And so today, what I want to be talking about is what is known as the force of the Christos, the Christ, Sophia Christ. It's been given many different names. In some cultures it's called Quetzalcoatl. It's this spiraling evolutionary force of the divine holy child, which is within you, it's within all of us, it's within everything we see, because it's literally what is giving life through its motion and spiral and fractal nature to everything around us. And today I'm going to be going over a few things, the energetic dynamics of this force, how we can work with it, specifically some tips, some guidance on how to work with this force more consciously and directly, some things about astrology and how this relates to it. A lot of different topics that I'm going to be going over here, and I want to give a special thanks to Michael, aka the Peace Dealer, for suggesting or kind of bringing up that this would be a great thing to do a video about. So I also want to give a special thanks to Santos Bonacci in particular, because if you go look up on YouTube, there is a video called The Christ Within, the original one on Santos' channel, and that was a compilation, collaboration that him and I did a number of years ago, and of course has been kind of pirated around different channels and things like that nowadays. And yeah, just special thanks to the giants like him that have led to my practice, my evolution, my work with these forces and energetics. And I do want to say as well that some things I'll be sharing are have come in through understanding and working with those different materials, other people's information, and then a lot of what is coming through is also direct downloads I've gotten from my inner source and my guides, and just as a part of doing this work, and is what has come through my connection personally with the Christic force within me. So this force and what I'm about to talk about is given a lot of different names. Has been called the sacred secretion, soma, the mana. There's a lot of different names for this force and energetic, and different references to what it does and how to work with it and things like that in cultures all over the world, because this isn't specific to any certain culture. This is a energetic force that moves through everything that we see. And so I'll start by saying that there, in the ancient texts, if we go into the Bible, for example, the Bible is actually a book of astrotheology. Astrotheology is essentially a manual, right? The actual true meaning of that manual, although it has references to actual testaments or things that happened within history, it is also it was utilizing those different events and things like that that actually happened to be able to illustrate how this energetic force works within the body, within consciousness, what it does, how it moves, different experiences, archetypes, patterns, and things like that that come up. And also the actual secrets of the map of astrology, astrotheology, over the physical vessel, and how this works within the cosmos and consciousness, and the energetic story of working with this force within the body, playing out through the people and situations of those stories. And the thing is, if you are familiar with the Bible, you are also familiar that at the end of the Bible it talks about revelations, right? And this is actually the time that we are in right now, currently in history. And the thing is about the force of the Christ, the Christic force. Of course, there is the personal way, the personal process that this works within you, within me, within individuals. And then this force also works as a whole throughout humanity and the cosmos, because this force that has that name is actually a reference to the holy divine child that moves through all of us, that is what is being birthed here on the planet in the cosmos, a much larger being and intelligent force that moves and works through everything. So there are different cycles, right? There's the cycles, and we're going to be talking about this today. There's the cycles as this force moves through you personally, and this has to do with your birth chart and astrology, and I'm going to talk about that. And then there is this energetic force as it moves through the entire planet and the entire cosmos, because just like a child within the womb goes through multiple phases, 9-month cycles and phases until its birth process, humanity as a whole, as a species, as a child, it, as the Christic force, goes through its evolutionary process to go through its layers of evolution and birth, because this is all a spiral and a fractal, and that's the energetic dynamics of this force, is that spiral or fractalage within everything around us. So in the Bible, in that astrotheology, it is talked about how this Christic force is birthed in the womb of a virgin, right? And it has correlations in that with the two fishes making the one fish into many. There's these different references are references of the energetic dynamic related to what the energetic template for that time, right? Which was the age of Pisces, right? In the age of Pisces, that energetic force was born in the counterpart, which was Virgo, right? Virgo is the virgin womb. That Christic seed was born within humanity at the time of the age of Pisces, and it had a certain sort of function or dynamic in the way that that energy moves and the purpose and point of that energy, which in the age of Pisces was, of course, to develop this certain aspect of the collective intelligence, move through and heal different aspects of the collective body, the collective psyche, these Piscean themes, to heal and move through Piscean dynamics like deception and the ability to have faith and these different principles that Yeshua, the character in the Bible, taught about, right? And of course, this had a lot to do with specific types of work, right? Which Virgo is paying attention to these specific details in this work, and has to do with sacrifice. And there's just a lot of different themes that are present there that are talked about, and that process. Now, this is also a direct reference to the cycles of energetics that this force was working and how it worked in that age, where it's talking about this energetic seed, right, which is Virgo, rules the seeds, that the faith of the mustard seed, all these different things, that was born in the human vessel, in each person as an individual's vessel, once a month. And when the seed was born, it needed to be nourished like the little baby in the swaddling clothes, and protected in these very specific ways until it could be, as is hidden, right? Hidden, protected from these different dark forces that it talks about in the Bible, until it could be nourished into its highest essence, where it was died on the cross and was reborn again in this higher essence. Now, this same sort of dynamic is still present today. There is still this Christic evolutionary force, but we are now in the age of Aquarius, okay? And so just like in the Piscean age, the Christic force was born in the womb of the Virgin, the opposing sign to Pisces. Now, this Christic force in the age of Aquarius is born in the heart of the lion, which is the opposing force to Aquarius, right? Leo is the lion, and this is the creative force of the divine child. Now, a major thing that is different, right? There are a lot of similarities still to how this force and dynamic works within the body, within your body, within humanity, but there are shifts and updates and changes happening in the template now that we are in the Aquarian age. This energetic force is still born once a month when the moon is in your sign. This is the same, right? So if you look at your birth chart, once a month, every month, the moon passes through the sign, your sun sign, right? So the sun is the light of awareness. It is directly correspondent to this light as it bursts through this Christic force, the light and life of the child, which in this case is the Christ, which is also you. It's also every individual, right? So when the moon passes over the sun once a month, your individual birth sun, right? So like, for example, I am a Leo. Once a month, the moon conjuncts Leo, right? And at that time, for the 3-day period that the moon is passing through Leo, there is an energetic seed of the next level and layer of the Christic force that is born within me, that is planted within me. Same thing happens with you. So if you're, let's say, a Pisces, for example, when the moon is in Pisces once a month and it conjuncts your sun, there, for that 3-day period, there's an energetic seed that is born in you that is going to go through every month this evolutionary process. I just want to give acknowledgement and gratitude and thanks to the raven behind me. Is a beautiful being that's come to grace us in this beautiful magic that is going on in this transmission. So thank you to the Raven Consciousness. They work with me a lot. So yeah, to go back to what I was talking about though. So once a month, we had the birth of this energetic seed. Now, in the age of Pisces, this seed was more like an oil, right? It talks about the oil of the lamp in the Bible. Now that we are in the age of Aquarius, this is actually more of this is like a frequency, an energetic frequency and template, because as we enter into the quantum Aquarian age, everything is becoming more frequency based, more based on these energetic quantum templates, right? So this energetic quantum template is born within the solar plexus, within the heart and the solar plexus area. And the heart and the solar plexus have been going through updates and shifts and changes as we enter into the Aquarian age. And this is part of the collective development of the Christic force within humanity, because the Sophia is also being born right now. So in the age of Pisces, we had the masculine Christ that was being born, right? That seed was planted, that seed was nurtured through the age of Pisces. And now we have Sophia, which is the feminine aspect, which is the body or the church of Christ that's being born, which is actually the new bodies, the new worlds, the new multi-dimensional world and layers, heaven, a new heaven and a new earth, as it says in the Bible. And so this is the way that this is coming through now, is this Christic force, as it unites with the feminine aspect, is birthing new multi-dimensional levels and layers of the body, actually the 5D and higher realm, and our ability to work with that are coming through. So in the Aquarian age, Aquarius rules the nervous system, right? And the nervous system and how it relates to the cosmos and the cosmic mind, the cosmic forces, cosmic time, moving out of linear time, the Saturnian matrix that is breaking down literally in these very moments as Saturn squares off with Uranus. Saturn is retrograde. Uranus, Aeon, which is the original cosmic father, the cosmic time, the original father and consort and husband of Tara, which is now what we know as Gaia. This Aquarian force is electrically breaking down, going all the way into central earth core, into our bones, to break down the Saturnian matrix and the shadows and the wounds and things like that are present there. So this electrical force is coming into us. This is this new seed, this energetic seed of Divine Father, right? The electrical force of the cosmos. And Divine Father, Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, is bringing forth and awakening his child, the heart of the child, the Leo, the magician, the creative one, the leader within us, right? This is literally our individuality, our sovereign coming online within each individual, right? Our inner royalty, our kings and queens are birthing in this new Aquarian age, and we're separating from that Piscean collective, everybody does what everybody else does, and we move with the flow and the fishes to a unity consciousness that is more about squirrel medicine there. Unity consciousness that is more about our uniqueness and our differences, and how that is coming in through our cosmic awareness, humanity entering into a cosmic race through our ability to connect to our hearts in that bliss frequency, that inner child heart that is coming online more and more. So this Christic force, as it comes in once a month at this time, then what it does is it goes through the cycle of our individual birth chart. That spiraling Christic force spirals through our unique individual solar system, which is our birth chart. That is our slice of DNA coming in through when we incarnated in from the cosmos, right? And then that spiral force moves through our unique birth chart, the different planets, the aspects and things like that. And as that force comes in, right, as it's born in our heart, the force of unconditional love and connection with all life in the cosmos, and this collective awareness and intelligence and our inner sovereignty and connection to God source is what is growing, right? This is the force, the energetic that is growing within each one of us. Now, the moon, if you go back to Adam and Eve in the Bible, Adam and Eve, really what that is the polarity of the mind, right? It's the polarity of masculine and feminine, the positive and negative. This is the Ida and the Pingala, which are the positive and negative polarity in the body, those two channels. And what this is the moon was the original name of sin. Okay, and this is what is talked about in the Bible. It says Adam and Eve went into sin, they left the Garden of Eden. This Garden of Eden is the connection to the central channel, that unconditional love, that peace within the heart that always knows and is always connected to the divine mother and father of the cosmos, to the earth, to the true Gaian Sophia consciousness that is present in all around us. And we, through trauma, programming, conditioning that has been handed down through the Anunnaki, reptilian forces, other races that we are here to clear, we get locked out of our inner garden, that connection to Father, Mother, God, Source within. And then rather than being ruled or connected to that inner light of the sun, we become moved and ruled through the ways of the moon. The sin, which is the positive and negative, the up and down, the back and forth bouncing between positive and negative all the time, right? Really, this energetic force, as the moon moves through our individual birth chart, it's spiraling through, is looking to be ascended, right? It's helping our light to be awakened and ascended. This is why the sun and the moon work so well together, right? They're that perfect pair, because they bring this force of ascension into the cosmos, especially sun ruled by Leo, this Leo, where that energy is birthed from right now in the Aquarian age, and it's pulling us into this cosmic consciousness of Aquarius, right? So the moon moves through our chart, and what happens is it hits the other planets and the asteroids and these other things and these other gates, right, which work with the gene keys in human design system. That's why I use these energetics and these maps to help assist in that. So the moon moves through our individual birth chart, and we are confronted with evil, quote unquote, which is the shadows. Each planet, each asteroid, and these things like that in our charts have different shadows. They have trauma, programming, conditioning that come along with them. And so as this energetic force moves through our system, the Christic force, the Christ, wishes to break down those traumas, those programmings, and those conditionings, and continue to ascend until it gets to heaven, which heaven in this case is Orion. Orion, not necessarily specifically, I'm not saying you're going to Orion right now. What I'm saying is Orion in the individual is the optic thalamus, right? And this is where the cosmic wars originally started between the positive and negative polarity, the reptilians, the dragons, because this dragon force, Kundalini, which is the Christ, it spirals up and it does its sort of battle. The Christic force is what unites them to end the wars in polarity, where the thine eye be single and the whole world is full of light. Because as we move through this process, if we do the inner work and the shadow work, breaking down that trauma and conditioning, what happens is that stagnant energy, that miasm, that those darker forces that are ruling over us and manipulating us, if we don't do the work, we are ruled over by those forces. We are ruled over by sin, the moon, the devil, Lucifer, whatever you want to call it. It's not really important. What's important is that energy comes in and it is trying to ascend us and bring us into a new world, new timelines, into our own individual personal heaven on earth. And eventually, as it moves through this, it goes through this force and this process of spiraling until it breaks down all those different shadows or what's there, and it's ignited in the optic thalamus and gives us that vision, that light into cosmic awareness, cosmic consciousness, our ability to, our different psychic spiritual abilities and gifts, and the ability to see clearly where our individual path is going. So many different things, of course, happen in this process, but just to give you an idea. Now, one thing that you can do energetically to help assist and work with this force is this energetic force, because it's present within the nervous system and it moves throughout the body. Minerals are extremely important. Minerals, because the electrical force, what it does is it moves through minerals in the nervous system, in the cerebrospinal fluid. So I have a link down below to this incredible product. It's a newer product, and it comes from these bogs in Canada. And there are many products out there, mineral products out there, like Shilajit, and minerals. You can buy the mineral drops and things like that. But this specific product serves as kind of a base material to revitalize and remineralize the nervous system and allow for that electrical force to really ground into the depths of all aspects of the body, right? Because this is the other thing too, we're entering in this time where this energetic force wants to be fully embodied. So this product is great. It also helps to detox different aspects of our being, to get into those really dark and crevicey corners in our body, to purify and clean that out. I've talked in other videos about how this is related to Black Moon Lilith and Lilith. These areas, right, that are literally like the bogs of the earth, right? The where all of this amazing ancient awareness and energy is broken down into these minerals, which can hold the frequencies of the light within our body and allow it to go through this ascension process, allow us to be able to feel this electric connection to each other, to the cosmos, to these different things. So I have provided a link to that. It can assist in this process, because there is still sort of an energetic seed that takes place in this, or a ability to become sensitized to this force and frequency. So once a month, the moon goes in your sign. What I can say to help and assist nurture this force is to stay away from sex, stay away from masturbation and things like that, because there is a energetic purity that wants to come in through this force just for that 3-day period though. And then actually working with this force via a way of unconditional love can actually assist this process, and I'll talk about that in a second too. But let's get through the things we can do in that 3-day period. So no overeating, eat lighter, eat healthier if you can, things like that. Stay away from violence and extreme anger and aggression and things like that. Really just allow your system the process of connecting more in beautiful ways and sweet ways in nature, yourself, and things like that. So that electrical force, you can be aware of its presence, its incoming, and start to nurture how it wants to give you love, unconditional love and connection, and how the universe and your guides and those beings and energetics that are present with you want to show you how you can start to go more in the direction of this unconditional love as it ascends throughout your vessel, because that is the next part of the process. So after it's born, then this force, it moves electrically, energetically up the spine, right? And this force, this energetic, can be compounded, right? To be made stronger, so when it gets to the highest essence, the effects of it, the awareness, that light coming in, are even more powerful and even more revitalizing, because this force, this energetic, it does clean and clear out physical problems in the body, dis-ease and different things like that. It does eliminate different problems in your life. It really is this energetic force that kind of heals all wounds, right? Especially, at least if we do the work. So there are ways, meditations, yoga, different practices that we can do to potentiate this force. Of course, the highest and most potent aspect of this is Hieros Gamos Tantra, or Tantra with a divine counterpart, a divine union counterpart, where that union is based on that connection of unconditional love, right? And not trapped in the centers of, just the pleasure and pain dynamic, but we actually take that energetic and take it from those lower regions of pleasure, pain, shame, blame, guilt, those different things like that, and work with it consciously with a divine union partner to ascend that force through the body, consciously working together to break down through the divine mirror that comes in through a beloved twin ray, to break down the traumas and programmings and conditionings together. Now, I personally suggest that you tune into what works for you, what's best for you. Don't need a divine union counterpart to do this work. There is the own personal process that happens with everyone on the planet, should they so choose it. And I know this video is getting super long. If you've found this helpful, go ahead and smash up the like button, comment, share. This information definitely wants to get out there, especially this new iterations and ways to work in with this. So please share this with as many people as you can. I really appreciate that. I will be doing more updates and things related to this as well. If you want a one-on-one session to work more with these energetics and forces and dynamics, more guidance and things like that, go ahead and click the links below. And also want to say I'm really deeply grateful for you tuning in today. And yeah, I may also be doing some classes, some webinars and things coming up soon, so stay tuned for that, and lots of new content, of course. Bless your day, and I hope you have an excellent week or weekend or whatever's going on for you. So thank you so much.